Very good morning to all the members who've joined us today. I hope I'm audible. Just can you just confirm if hello?
Hello, I guess.
You're able to hear me properly, right? Cool. So yeah, once again, thank you very much all the members for joining us today on a Saturday morning, early into the weekend with a very vibrant attitude to learn more, and obviously, this whole agenda is to end up, making some money in the next week. I am Darshan Mehta from Spera Securities. Today we are here and we'll be discussing a lot of stocks. By lot, I mean a lot of stocks. But before jumping into the session, I would like to take the first few minutes to connect with all of y'all. Uh, just as a lot of people join in, let us just have the first few minutes to briefly discuss and address a couple of topics. So I'm not actually aware of how many of y'all have been in markets, how your journey has been so far, how long you all have been in the markets. But I would like to just share some gist of my journey with an intent to give you all a piece of my mind and where we actually come from. Uh, I've been in the markets since the year 2013. I started at the early age of 18 during my CA articles. Most of my investments back then were based on tips. Uh, so basically, we had a bolt in our office, in the CA office, and most of my fascination towards the markets actually really began from there. And ever since, 7-8 years into the markets, it's actually a really long period of time. I've started as a beginner with a very small capital, trying to buy value stocks by comparing price earning multiples and a lot of ratios, etc. back then, just like any other beginner uh, coming from a CA background would start. With time, yes, markets give you a variety of experiences. What really is important to my understanding, in my understanding, to ensure that you excel in the markets, there are two things, and I really stress upon these two things with any person I meet who is looking forward to join us. The two things being, number one, education, and number two, having a persistent approach, a resilient attitude. If I can call my short stint so far in the markets as a successful one, the credit has to be to these two things. Number one, the education. And by education, I don't mean really a formal education, but the willingness to learn each day. Even today, we learn a lot of things every single day. Every day is a new experience. And the second one is the persistent approach to learn. And to sum the two, I would say it's the mad passion that drives, passion towards the markets, to be able to speak, eat, sleep markets round the clock. And I think the people who've been affiliated with us can vouch for this. We are a young team of individuals who are madly passionate about the markets. Successful in the stock market, but in any domain that you're looking to excel, you know. And we are here with Spera Securities. It's my first entrepreneurial venture. The sole agenda being to build a circle of like-minded individuals, friends, clients, and grow together. We are a full service broking entity. We have a number of products, but the sole agenda really is to instill the same passion that we have and educate people who connect with us, so that all of us can grow into this circle of confidence and build a very good network of individuals. That really is something that drives me. That is something that drives Archit also, and most of my team members. 5,000 plus followers on Twitter, that's a good number. I think that's a reflection of how people have trusted Curious Investor. And I know Archit for a long time now. He's one of the best in the business. But I'll tell you what, it's more than the subscriptions and the products. 5,000 plus is a big number. It's a responsibility. And I think our affiliation in the last 6 to 8 months, it's because we share a very common mindset, and we are committed to that. And the products that we come up with, I think a lot of people keep telling us how many products we all keep launching. But I'll tell you, the sole agenda really, to ensure to launch these products is to ensure that the client is educated and borrows the passions from us, and that is something that will stay long. Subscriptions 1-2 months, 3 months, 4 months, someone would stick around for 6 months, but eventually people have to get on their own, right? If you have to excel in markets, and we are not looking to build a clientele which is subscribing every month or something. We are looking to build a clientele which will stick around with us from the perspective to grow together. So those were the basic thoughts with which I wanted to start the session. So big blokes really trade in a circle of confidence, and we really are here to make this a circle of young, passionate people who are looking to make it big. And if I can take the next 2 minutes to briefly narrate an analogy, and I think it's a stupid analogy, no offense to anybody, but really to excel in markets, you have to treat markets as a woman. And by this, what I mean to say is, you have to look at stock market as a woman that you really want to get in your life, you madly want. And what happens with that is, generally, this is what has been my experience. I'm not sure how your experiences have been, but the person you want the most will test your patience, will really frustrate you to a point that you will want to quit trying to excel, to get her in your life. But if you are persistent, she will drain you of your resources. And if you are persistent with your efforts, and if you show her respect, that is the most important thing. If you show her respect, if you're persistent with your efforts, if your approach is to ensure that by hook or by crook you want to have her in your life, I am sure at some point in time she will mellow down and fall for you. And that is how markets are, really. If you can have that mad passion to have success in markets, and if you're persistent with your efforts, and if you respect the markets, that is when she will end up coming into your life and making the life worthwhile. I can say that because I've been in a nasty relationship with the stock markets in the initial 2-3 years of my life. I've burned my hands, legs, fingers, everything. But what I didn't stop putting in the efforts and stop being consistently trying my hard to ensure that I slowly, gradually pick up the traits to ensure she is there in my life. And I can now say probably that in the last 2-3 years, I've been in a happy marriage with the stock market. I'm not sure how marriages pan out over a period of time because I have no experience on that end as yet. But I hope that all the people who are joining us today will end up having getting into a very happy marriage with the markets. So on those lighter notes, I think we can start with the session and we can discuss the number of stocks. And just if we can add one more thing, I started very early with a very small capital, and this is what I encourage all the people who I meet, especially the younger ones, that the key to being successful is to start early. And by what happens when you start early is you have very little at stake. You have very little at stake. You have very little to lose, and that is when you can put in your everything at that point in time, and that will help you excel in the markets and in life in general. And one more thing that I can add. So when I started Spera Securities like a couple of years ago, there were a lot of people who would say that stock market is a risk, is a gamble. It is a lot to do with luck, that you end up making money or losing money in the stock market. I don't know how relevant that preposition or that argument is. To an extent, yes, maybe to some that might be a relevant argument. For me, from my personal experiences, I've never looked at it this way. I've looked at it as a pure business. I've been involved in this since the last 7 years. Like any other business, initially, yes, there'll be losses. There'll be a lot of initial losses, as there would be in any business that you're looking to build. There'll be an opportunity cost, and a lot of the things that you'll have to ensure that you are sacrificing on to build this thing. But if you're consistent, persistent, having a resilient attitude, having an attitude of learning, and you're putting in your best to educate yourself, slowly, gradually, you will pick up and you'll become a successful trader. So I look forward to having all of you all as part of our family. And the sole purpose is really to build a circle and a network of people who are looking to grow, who are looking to build each other. And that is our agenda solely, to introduce a number of products that we have and to keep these webinars and discussing different topics. So with this, I would like to hand over the stage to Archit. He'll be sharing a lot of his analysis on a different stocks, and we can start. I think Archit, you can share your screen now.
Yeah, sure, definitely. So good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Like, can you please write in the chat box?
Yes, if we can hear you.
Yeah, done. So we'll first start with the analysis of like Bank Nifty and Nifty. What are the levels, important levels, and whether Bank Nifty or Nifty are in a trending move or whether it is at a support or not. So we'll first take the I'll first check the weekly chart of Bank Nifty. So fine. So as we had discussed in the last webinar, I think so, the level of 14,250 is held by Nifty. That is a good sign. And as you can see, the Nifty has been consolidating in this range for a long time, since I think so since the start of Feb, like 15 Feb to 26 April. So this is a very long range for Nifty. And so these two ranges, like 14,250 is a very important level for Nifty, and this level needs to be sustained on a week to week basis. Also, the persistent of this candle, this candle is usually called the doji, which indicates there is an indecision in the market. So what does a doji mean? So whether the stock is moving in an uptrend, and if a doji appears, it means that the buyers are losing control, and you have to wait for a confirmation about what to do next. So the same thing is happening over here. Here is a downtrend. The Nifty is correcting over here. There are big candles over here. Now the latest candle is a doji candle. So a doji candle is usually a sign to wait for a trigger, wait for a clear trend. And the clear trend would be if Nifty closes below 14,250, we might see some correction. Unless and until it doesn't closes below 14,250, things are looking good. Now shifting from the weekly chart to a daily time frame, I'll remove this thing. So what we can see over here, what I can see over here is the Nifty is forming a falling wedge kind of pattern. So what happens in a falling wedge is that it is usually a reversal pattern, but there are two important things over here. The breakout is above 14,650. So unless and until Nifty doesn't closes about 14,650 levels, it becomes difficult for the uptrend to go up. And till that thing, Nifty would be in this particular range, that is 14,250, near to 14,250, and the upside is limited to 14,600. So these are the two important levels for Nifty for the coming weeks. Now we'll shift to Bank Nifty. So I start with a weekly chart or a monthly chart first to understand the trend. As you can see, it is in a good uptrend. Right now it has corrected a lot. Then I'll draw the support and the resistance line. So these are the horizontal support. So as you can see over here, this level of Bank Nifty was a good resistance zone since a long time. So once this level was crossed, this level usually becomes a support. And as you can see over here, it has been taking support on the weekly chart. And as you can see, these are the longer wicks. The lower wicks are big over here. This means that the buyers are taking control. The buyers are buying the dip. So whenever like Nifty comes near 30,000, Bank Nifty comes near 30,000, 30,000 is acting as a good support zone. Whereas, so I don't think so. Shorting Bank Nifty at this point is a good idea. Wait for a confirmation, and the confirmation is once the breakout level is 32,250, and once it crosses that, it is forming, I think so, a double bottom pattern on this thing. And yeah, so it is kind of forming a double bottom pattern, and this is the neckline. So wait for it to close above this level or have a good penetration, and once it closes and crosses this level, I think so next we can see is 34K. So I hope I've covered these things. And now, Darshan, can you list down me the stocks that we are going to?
Yes. I'll help you out with the stocks. We will start with a couple of
Darshan, just
stocks.
1 second. We'll start with the best of the lot from our side, and then we'll
Perfect.
take down the queries. Okay.
Done.
Okay. So the first stock which is looking good for this particular week is Nazara. So we had discussed this chart last week as well, but now it is looking for a good rise. So as you can see, it is forming two patterns. One is the inverse head and shoulder pattern. This is the left shoulder, this is the right shoulder, and this is the head. Other pattern which I love the most is a volatility contraction pattern. So as you can see, after the after it listed, it went down from 2000 level to 1400 levels. Most of the people have exited, and since that time it is consolidating in a range. So the supply has been decreased, and as you can see, there is a volatility contraction pattern. So I'll just mark down the contraction levels. So the first one was around 13%, next contraction was around 9%, and the latest contraction we can see over here is around 3 or 4%. I think so 3%. So this is the neckline. The neckline would be 1750. So once it crosses about 1750, I am expecting the stock to explode, and we can again see a level of 1900 levels, and I think so 2000 levels in this particular week. Whereas the second stock that we are going to cover is Kilpist. So over here, we'll first look at the weekly chart. So as you can see over here, Kilpist usually goes up, then it consolidates. Then it again went up, and now it is forming a bullish pennant pattern. Here it is a this is one pennant pattern. This is the first pennant pattern. This is the second pennant pattern. So as you can see, Kilpist will be breaking out on a monthly chart, and I think so this particular level of once it crosses a level of 400, it would be unstoppable. Like it can go till 450, and the next target would be 506. The reason we are selecting this stock is this is a COVID theme stock, and it's pure. I think so. Titan Biotech has given a move of I think so 40% in the last 2 days, I guess. So as you can see over here, Titan Biotech has already moved up. So Kilpist is just a matter of time. So these are the two particular stocks that we have covered from our side. Now let's discuss the other stocks. Darshan, can you just name?
Yeah. We will start with Coforge and Ramco Cements.
Okay, fine. So first and foremost thing is to check the trend, whether the stock is in an uptrend or a downtrend. So I usually look at the weekly chart because weekly charts provides less whipsaws and all those things. So I think so Coforge is right now testing its breakout area. It had breaken out on this thing. We'll look at the okay. Okay, fine. So at the weekly chart, it is at a good support area as well as on the daily chart. And yeah. So I usually use RSI for the bullish zone, bearish zone, and all those things. So as we can see over here, the price is at a good support area as well as the RSI. So I expect Coforge to reverse from this particular zone, that is 2800, and once it reverses that thing, the immediate resistance would be around 3000 levels. So one can look to go long over here. It should reverse in the coming days, but you have to wait for a confirmation for the same. The next one is
Ramco Cements.
The first one, right? Okay. So Ramco Cement had broken out at, I think so, 900 levels. So this particular level will act as a support zone, that is 900 to 920. So on the weekly chart, it is just retesting its the breakout area. But so you can keep a hard stop of around below 890 levels, and I think so this level, that is 900 to 920, should be sustained. It won't be broken out, like broken on the downside. So it is looking good, like to add in this particular range of 900 to 920. Fine, next one.
Yeah, next one is Polyamide.
Okay. So over here, it has broken out as around 950 levels. So it is looking good, but the entry should be proper over here. So to define an entry, I'll just so Polymedical here, you could look to enter in the range of like 950 to 998. If it corrects like back to 950 is the best possible level to add Polymedical. But if it doesn't correct 1000, it could reverse from 1000 as well. And again, it has the breakout of at 1100 levels. The Fibonacci, this thing, the next target would be around like 1250 levels for Polymedical. So it is looking good. It is in a good uptrend. Any tip to, I think so, 950 is a definite buy for Polymedical.
Kirloskar Ferrous.
Kirloskar
Ferrous.
again over here, it has broken out, but usually the round numbers, I think so, the round numbers of 200 or like 205, it is acting as a resistance area for this particular stock. So any dip, I think so, any dip to 170 is a good support zone for Kirloskar Ferrous. If you are looking to go long in this particular stock, this level should interest you. Otherwise, the breakout area is around about 205. So wait for it to break out about 205 and then look to enter. Otherwise, 170 is the best possible level to add this particular stock. It is in a good uptrend, and like you should look to go long whenever the trend is up.
Next one is Granules.
As you can see over here, Granules has been consolidating since a long time, and it is not able to close above one particular mark. I think so. The one particular mark is around 350 levels. So unless and until it doesn't closes about 350 levels, I'm not expecting this to move a lot. Also, this is the volatility of the stock is like not too much. So you could either look to go long at the support area. The support, there is a good support area at 300 to 310 levels, whereas it needs to close about 350 for further momentum. The next resistance is around 370. If it closes about 350, it will take some time to cross 370. And once it crosses that thing, the 435 is the next resistance. It is forming a flag, I guess. If you look closely, yes, it is forming a flag. So it is in the consolidating range. It needs to close about 350 for a confirmation of a breakout from the flag pattern.
Alchem Labs, the next one.
Is it in futures, Alchem?
I think it's a FNO stock.
The problem over here is like, although it is in a good uptrend, the problem over here is this particular range. The longer wicks usually tells that the buyers are losing control. They don't have the controls and the sellers are stepping in. So for this particular stock, there are two ranges. The first range would be around So the first range would be around 2600 level, and if Alchem needs to break out, it needs to break out about like 2000, about 2900. It will take momentum and it will cross like 3100 to 3200. So these are the two particular levels for Alchem.
The next one is Taichi Industries.
I've already drawn this stock, so it is in my watch list. So as you can see, Taichi is forming a flag kind of a formation. It tried to break out last week. So what we can do over here is to make an entry about 250 levels. If it crosses 250 levels, it is forming a flag formation. And once it crosses 250 levels, it has given a confirmation of the breakout and it will go till 350 levels. So this is a good stock. It is in the pharma industry and it has been consolidating since a long time. Also, the spurt in the volume is a good thing over here on a week to week basis. So the important thing is it needs to cross 250 levels, and once it crosses 250 levels, we'll see 340. Also, whenever it crosses the 250 level, keep a check on the volume, whether the volumes are increasing or not. So it will give you a confirmation of the breakout. So it is a good pick.
Next one is Prakash Industries.
It's fine. So it has given a head and shoulders inverse head and shoulder breakout. Nice pattern. And obviously it took resistance at 92. So over here, the entry, the trend has already been changed because this is an inverse head and shoulder pattern. The neckline is around 65 to 60. So any dip to this level, that is 60 to 65, it would reverse from this particular levels. Whereas the target would be, the first target would be 90, obviously, because it is a resistance. And once it crosses about this particular zone, that is the 90 levels, it could go till 130 levels. So this is looking good as this is forming, and it has already broken out of an inverse head and shoulder pattern and it is coming to retest its breakout area. So these two particular levels, like any dip to 60 to 65 level, is a good buy over here. Next one.
Next one is SAIL, Steel Authority India Limited.
Okay. So as you can see, SAIL has broken out from a long channel pattern. So this is usually whenever a breakout happens on a monthly chart or a weekly chart where it breaks out a channel, it means that the trends has changed. So it was consolidating for a while. Over here, it has a good monthly resistance of around 100. So the level of 100, it will have some difficulty to cross this particular zone. But once it crosses the level of 100 and closes above 100 on a month-to-month basis, we can see a good target of around 160 and 170 levels. Also, so there are two entry points in this particular stock. Wait for a confirmation, like where if it crosses above 100 on a month-to-month basis, or any dip till like 80 levels is a buy over here. So it is looking good. The metals are in focus for the next few years. So I think so. SAIL is a good pick.
Next one is Firstsource Solutions.
FSL, right?
Yeah.
Fine. So currently, Firstsource Solution is at its monthly resistance, I guess. So it has broken out of its monthly resistance. Although these two particular candles, I'm not pretty happy about. This is a shooting star formation, and the higher VIX is giving a view that the buyers are not in control. So I guess if it retests this particular zone, I think so, of 900 levels, it is a good buy at those particular levels. But for a confirmation of a breakout, it needs to cross above the 125 mark. Like it needs to cross and be sustained for a day or so. And once it crosses that thing, then it would be in momentum.
Dr. Lal Labs.
So the same thing over here, it has broken out at 2650 levels. So I guess this particular, that is 2270 level, is a good entry zone. I'll just check whether it is forming, it has some Fibonacci support or not. So yes, so 2762 is a good entry point in this particular stock. It has already broken at 2623 levels. It is just retesting. There was some bad news, I guess, on Friday, which got clarified from the company itself. But this particular level, that is 2762, is a good entry point. We can see two wicks over here, which indicates that the buyers are interested in buying the stock. Although the upside is limited to 3000 levels, at 3000 level it will face resistance. Once it crosses this particular zone of 3000 level, then we can expect the stock to move to new highs or so. So the two important thing is, like, you have to enter either at near 2060 level or 2080 levels and have a target of 3000 level.
Next one is Aarti Industries.
I think so. Aarti Industry we have covered in our document. So
Aarti Drugs. Sorry, Aarti Drugs.
okay, fine. Once we cover Aarti Industry, then we'll cover Aarti Drugs. So this is a good upward channel on a month-to-month basis, and I'm expecting a target of this upper target of like 1600, 1700 in the next month or so. It has given a good breakout, and it is showing a good price action. So Aarti Industry is looking good. I have high conviction over here. So it is facing resistance in this middle channel. So any tip to like 1350 or 1360 is a definite buy. But the target of this particular stock is around 1600, 1700 levels. The next one was Aarti Drugs. So Aarti Drugs is consolidating since a long time, and as we discussed in the last webinar as well, it needs to close about the 760 mark on a daily basis. And once it closes about the 760 marks, we can expect a target of around 800 and 900 in the coming week. But a close above 760 is very important for this particular stock.
Next is Zelmoc.
Zelmoc, the same story. Wait for the results to come in. It is consolidating, and like, unless and until this particular range is not broken, like on the upper side 360 levels, and or if it crosses down 220 levels, I'm not expecting some momentum. So that it consolidated and wait for a price like confirmation whether it is going up or going down. So if 220 level is broken, we can again see a level of like 150, 160. So you have to keep a watch on this stock based on the quarterly results.
Next one is Polyplex.
So Polyplex has broken out from a classic cup and handle pattern, and it has been testing patience, but it is looking good for a longer time perspective. It doesn't move very quickly, so you can look to buy whenever it comes down. But for a longer term perspective, it is a very safe stock, and I guess like it will outperform. And it has a breakout area at like 950 levels. As you can see, this is a cup and handle pattern, and this is a long consolidation, so it is looking good. The next one.
The next two are the ones we traded on Friday: Tata Steel and Newland Labs.
Okay, Tata Steel is a very interesting one. So we'll go to a smaller time frame, I guess. So Tata Steel, it had broken out, and this was a particular zone. So it was facing difficulty crossing this particular zone. I think so. The zone was around 913 to 915, and this is a ascending triangle formation. You can say this is an ascending triangle formation. Also, you can say there is a VCP involved as well. So how can I say there is a VCP? So VCP, usually this is this is a second contraction, and this is with the metal index going. It is like trading near its resistance area. So any dip over here is getting it is getting bought. So any dip to, I think so, 905 to 910 is a definite buy for Tata Steel. You can keep a stop loss below this candle of like 890 to be precise. And once it crosses the 940 mark, it is going to shoot to new highs. So keep in mind this particular zone. This is the resistance area, which will become the support area. And as you can see, it became the support area and it rebounded in the end. And as far as Newland is concerned, even Newland, I have covered this thing. So as you can see, I have already drawn my analysis. So the first breakout was at this particular zone. The second breakout was at particular this like 2250 levels. It broken out, it went till 2900 levels, and it has again come to retest its breakout area. And as you can see over here, I've taken the Fibonacci retracement from this particular impulse movement that started from 2300 on like 2280 onwards till 2900, and it has a 61.8% retracement near the 2470 mark. So this is the best possible zone to enter this particular stock, and it has been acting good, but it has come to retest its breakout area, and I'm expecting it to like move up again till 2700 2800 levels. The next
Time
one.
Technoplast.
The first thing I usually check is to check the trend, whether it is in an uptrend, downtrend. And as you can see a big resistance at this particular zone, like 80 levels. Although the trend has changed over here, the momentum will start if and only if this this particular zone is cleared. So we need a weekly closing above 80 levels. Otherwise, if you want to enter over here, 60 level, the level of 60 will act as a good support over here. The trend has definitely changed in this particular stock. So either wait for the stock to come to 60, otherwise wait for the stock to close above 80. And once it closes above 80, we can see a target of around 104, 105. For the first target would be 104, 105, and then we have to keep on updating the targets once it crosses that particular level.
Next one is IEX.
Okay. So IEX has been consolidating since a long time over here. As we can see it, I just want to see. Yeah. So it has been taking support at the 330 levels, whereas it has been facing resistance at the 370 levels. So once it crosses the level of 370, you can expect new highs in this particular stock. It has already broken out, I think so. So this is a symmetrical triangle breakout. But I usually don't follow the slanting breakouts. I usually go for the horizontal breakout. So unless and until this particular zone, that is the 370 zone, is broken out, then only we can see a momentum. Whereas if it comes near 330 levels, it's a definite buy for this particular stock. So it has been consolidating since a long time. Wait for it to cross the 370 mark.
The next one is AB Capital.
Over here as well, the trend has definitely changed, and it has come to retest the support area. So I think so 108 to 117 is a good support area. You can look to buy over here if you want to buy. The only problem for me is the overhead supply. The overhead supply is too much. And again, I'll check the resistance. So yes, it is near its RSI support area, and it should reverse from this particular zone of 108 to 116, and you can see a target of around 140 levels. But and this would be a good resistance area for this particular stock. So the upside is limited to 140, whereas the downside, I think so, it is limited to 100 levels. So you can look for a swing trade in this particular stock.
Next one is Root Mobile.
As you can see, I have already drawn a channel, and usually the middle line of the channel will act as a resistance. And as you can see over here, it reversed from the middle line itself. So I've drawn these two particular zones. The first zone is around 1400 levels. This is a good support zone for the Route Mobile and the 1400 levels. Whereas once it crosses the 1750 mark, then it will attempt to touch the new highs of 2000 levels. So it is looking good. It is in a good uptrend. So any dip to 1400 levels is a buy over here, whereas it needs a breakout of around 1800 levels, like 1750 or 1800 levels. And once it crosses that thing, we can expect new highs in this particular stock.
Next one would be Kaveri Seeds.
Kaveri Seeds. I think so. We have covered this as well. And yes, so it has taken resistance from the slanting zone. You can see a big higher wick over here. The good thing over here is that I think so, this is a 560 mark. The 560 mark will act as a support for this particular stock. But the only thing is, like, it will go into a consolidation kind of phase. So the move will be slow and a bit tiring. So you can look to add at 560. 560 is a very good support, whereas it needs to close above 600 for it to go to the 700 750 levels. So these are two particular zones for Kaveri Seeds.
Hind Copper.
As you can see over here also, there is an inverse head and shoulder pattern. The same thing I'm going to tell is, like, wait for it to cross about 150. Once it crosses the 152 mark, 153 marks, it will come in momentum and you can see new highs, whereas the downside is limited to 130 levels. So these are the two particular ranges in which the Hind Copper will trade. Like whenever it comes near 130 level, look to buy this stock, whereas the upside is limited to 150 levels, and once 150 level is crossed, I think so we are going to see 180 200 very soon. So Hind Copper is also a high conviction bet from our side. Keep a watch on that.
Borosil Limited.
Fine. So Borosil Limited has, like, broken out from the slanting resistance, the slanting resistance line. So I think so 190 level is a good support area for Borosil, but wait for a confirmation to cross and closes. Once it closes about the 220 levels, then it will look good. Till that time, it will consolidate. So you can do swing trading over here. This is a channel breakout as well. So 190 level is a good support level. You can look to go long at 190, keep a small stop loss, whereas the upside is limited to 220 levels, and once it crosses the 220 levels, I think so it will look to touch new highs. So this is looking good, but it will take time.
Pokarna.
Pokarna is broken out, I think so. No. So this is an inverse head and shoulder pattern. It has broken out of an inverse head and shoulder pattern. I'll just mark it. This is the inverse head and shoulders pattern. So the neckline is around 180, 190, which is damn far away. Although the upside over here is around 280 levels. So these are the two ranges for Pokarna. Also, I can see a cup and handle pattern, I guess. So yes, this is a cup kind of a formation. You can see a handle kind of a formation. So there are two ranges over here as well. There are two ranges. You can any tip to 200 is a buy over here, whereas the breakout level is around 280. Once it crosses the 280 marks, we can expect good momentum like till 300, 320 levels, and then can go up.
Next one is SMS Pharma.
So the first thing over here is always look at a weekly or a monthly chart. You get an idea of where the important important resistance levels are. So as you can see over here, SMS Pharma is has crossed its all-time resistance area. So it is a good this thing sign. That is the 150 mark. No, I think so. 135 mark is a good zone. So for entering this stock, you can look to go long at this particular zone, keep a stop loss below, for a long-term perspective, keep a stop loss below 115, whereas it will gain momentum after it crosses the 150, 155 mark. Although also the pharma sector currently in the leading sector in the RRG charts as well, I expect the pharma stocks to be in momentum. So it is a good one. Keep a watch on this thing.
Chambal Fertilizer.
How many more we are going to cover, Darshan?
The list is really wrong. So what
Okay.
we can do is there are a couple of questions, okay, in the chat box, which are not related to stocks and stock specific question. Nahi hai.
Okay.
So those questions I can address, and you can probably take some 5-minute break in the meanwhile.
Definitely. Much needed one. Okay. So Chambal Fertilizer also, it has given a monthly breakout. I think so. So the 190 to 200 marks on a monthly chart looks good, support zone. Whereas I check the daily chart as well. Okay, fine. So I think so. The emergence of these doji candles usually tells that the buyers are stepping in this particular zone of 200, like 190 to 200 levels. So yes, this is a very good buy zone. Although the upside is limited to 230 levels, you can see a lot of overhead supply over here. So the upside is limited over here. So better to enter in some momentum stock instead of going into stocks which are in this consolidation phase. But for an investment purpose, I think so 190 to 200 will give you a good level to enter this particular stock. Next one.
Archit, we'll take a small break, okay?
Okay.
There are a couple of questions.
Fine. So I'll take a break of 5 minutes and then and I'll come back, right?
Yeah, sure. So Ms. Pooja is asking, can you please explain your different products? Okay, Pooja ma'am, you can go through our website. A lot of our products are listed on the website. To put it in a nutshell, we run a subscription kind of product where there are different kinds of subscriptions depending on your need. If you're a trader, we have intraday trades. If you are someone who's more into positional, you can look at positional trades. If you're someone who is wanting to acquire a lot of knowledge along with the trades, we have the newsletters, the Technofunda research. We have Archit's weekly newsletter, which covers in depth which sectors are, the leading ones and which stocks to be covered. We had rolled out one release on pharma stocks, wherein we had covered 11 stocks, which looked really good on our radar, and most of them have done well in the last week, and we expect them to achieve all the targets in the coming weeks. So that is going to be another product wherein we'll be looking to cover sectors based on RRG, OI, those kind of things, and then we'll be covering the stocks that, according to us, should be a part of your portfolio. So that is going to be more of swing, 2, 3, 4 weeks kind of a scenario where we are looking for targets to be achieved within a month's time. So that is going to be a monthly release in all probabilities. So those are the different products. Apart from that, we have for traders with a higher capital, higher risk reward, capacity. We have CGCM, which is which is a product where we'll be trading in futures and options, hedging our positions, which did really well from its inception till the month of March. And then we've seen volatile last 1.5 months. And for that product, we are not looking to add too many clients as of now. We are looking to just ensure that all the profits which got eroded in March, we are looking to restore those things there. So we're not really looking to add too many clients on that product as of now, but that is a product which is amongst the flagship product and wherein we are putting almost 80-85% of the time. So that is about the products. You can check our website. You can check our WhatsApp catalogs. You can check Archit's Twitter post. You will get all the information regarding the products. Coming to the next question. भैया, can you please say bear market में पैसा बनता है? Yes, boss. Bear market में बहुत तेजी से पैसा बनता है. When market moves up, it takes the stairs, but when it falls, it takes the lift. It really crashes. Ek candle is good enough for spoiling the entire chart. It takes one candle, to spoil your entire pattern. And when somebody is, going to sell, he's not going to look at the charts and sell. He's going to just hit the sell button. He's not going to think too much. So in a bear market, paisa bahut tezi se banta hai. You just need to know what sector is, the one which is going to be most affected. Where you are not bullish on. Where you are really bearish, and then you can make money. But yes, the downside is limited. Stocks can go the upside for stocks. We've invested in stocks like Laurus Labs and Aarti Drugs. They've given us 5, 6, 7 times kind of returns. You cannot expect that when you're shorting stocks, because when you short stocks, the downside is going to be limited. At some point, there is going to be a pullback. At some points, buyer will find it, to be valuable or to be a value buy. So shorting stocks, FNO stocks, you can make a lot of FNO stocks. You can make a lot of money by shorting at the right levels. If you look at our subscriptions that we run out on a daily basis, one thing that I personally prefer is to buy on a gap down and sell on a gap up. Specifically in a uptrend market, whenever the market gaps up, it gives you a good opportunity to short stocks which are weak at a higher level, and you can sell it at a resistance. The stock will correct, you will make the intraday profits. So those are the things that you can look to do. So definitely bear market में बहुत तेजी से पैसा बनता है. There is no doubt about that. The next question, I think there's one more question which I had read. Hi team, if time allows, please explain how to pick stocks in big market, big fallen market. Okay, so this I was actually hearing Mr. Dinesh Thakkar yesterday on a conference, and one thing that really all of us should understand is trend is your friend. Don't go against the trend. Although market has been correcting, it has been taking resistance. We've seen a steady uptrend. The market is in a uptrend. It is taking supports at all the crucial levels every time. So it shows that there is a lot of money which keeps coming into the market. Yes, there will be some correction at some point in time. That is going to be a healthy correction. We should look to buy rather than thinking that again there's going to be a big crash. What happened last March was a very different scenario. Most of the countries were not prepared for such a big crisis. This time around, cases are exceeding 3 lakhs. There are medical shortages and all of that. Everything taken into perspective, but a lot of money has flown into our economy, and we've seen in the last 3-4 quarters that in a span of 2 quarters, the GDP growth from negative came to mild positive. So it shows that the economy has strength to take care of such events. Another couple of quarters, yes, there will be pain with the lockdowns and all of that, but the economy has the strength to bounce back. Because so when you look at such big events and such big drawdowns and such big falls, what you really need to understand is, ऐसे fall में you will have to go with the big companies which are well capitalized, companies which are market leaders, companies which command the capacity to borrow money. So what all the economies have done is they've started spending. How could they spend? Because they were able to borrow. So the economy right now is on steroids. So when there is such a big drawdown, you will have to ensure that you enter into leaders, large companies, because corporates are generally well managed. When you are looking at any event, big companies will be the ones who will take care of the market, they will take care of themselves. So you should look to invest in large caps, specifically when the market has fallen and there is uncertainty around. That is what we did in the month of February and March last year. Once that the event has fizzled out, you should look for growth stocks. You should look for stocks which will benefit from the situation, from the event. So pharma was one of the sector which we had picked up last year. Metal, this time around when the metal cycle turned, we were into metal. So you need to be cyclical and you need to be in the right sector every time. So that is how you'll be able to pick the right stocks. Another easy way around is to just subscribe to a product, so you'll be in the right sector at the right time. And that was on a lighter note. I think the birthday boy has also joined us, Pranav. Achit, if you want some of the stocks, even Pranav can cover. Okay, he just messaged me that I am free. If you want, I can cover some of the stocks.
Okay, fine. So I can cover the next 5 to 6 months and then I hand over to Pranav. So he's also
Everybody
our team
can wish
member.
on the chat box. Everybody can wish him happy birthday. He's one of our key analysts who is always around. He's in Canada right now, but anytime during the day, if you want to discuss stocks, he's the person who's always available.
Happy birthday, Pranav.
Okay, so we'll take 5 next stocks and then Pranav can set his system up and we can start.
Definitely. So Amay, yeah, thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the lovely feedback that you have given me. Definitely, I try to build that trust among all the clients that I have, and I try to be as transparent as possible. So thanks, Amay. Now let's get back. So the few possible, I've just gone through the stocks in the chat box. So I'll take down the most popular one. So the first one would be graphite. Can you coordinate Darshan with Pranav? Is he ready? So once
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah. So coming back. So the first thing I'll check over here as well is, okay, the trend has changed up and you have to look for buying points in this particular zone. So as you can see over here, the graphite is also again trading in a good this thing, good consolidation phase. So you can see it has a resistance at 670 level. So once it crosses the 670 level, it will head towards 730, 750. Whereas if you get an opportunity to buy this particular stock at 590 levels, it is a perfect buy. I have a very high conviction over here in this particular stock, although it might face some resistance at 750 marks, but once this 750 marks is crossed, we can see new highs. We can see 1120, like 1100 level as well. So any dip over here is a buy for this particular stock, and the major important key support levels for this particular stock is 550 to 590 levels. On the same manner, we look into HEG. So HEG also, I'll just remove this thing. So HEG also has broken out of a flag pattern over here. So if it comes near this particular zone, if we can say 1845 during a market crash, or if it corrects, this is a definite buy. And I am expecting a target of 3000. The first target will be 3000, and once it crosses that, I am expecting new highs. The next one I'm going to cover is, I think so Subex is, everyone is asking Subex, and then a COVID stock called as Snowman Logistic. So Subex, as you can see over here, you can see a definite channel over here. It is in an uptrend. You always look for entry points. It has broken out from a cup and handle pattern. It faced resistance near this mark. So we'll go to the daily chart to look where we would want to enter. So the level of 50, it will act as a good support zone. Even if that corrects, you can expect 42 as a good support zone, but look to add this particular stock, especially when it is declining. So as you can see, I am not expecting the level of 50 to be broken down, as it is in a good uptrend, and I can see a target of around 60, 70, 80 in coming weeks, but it is a good stock. It is trending up. and it has a good potential. Logistics. This particular stock I had covered in last, I think so, Diwali. So as you can see, it has broken out from a double bottom pattern. This thing, it has a good support at 45 levels, whereas the upside is limited to 70 levels. I've been reading this news that Snowman Logistic is going to provide the vaccine transportation and all those things. But unless and until you see on that these things on the price action itself, then only you should look to enter this particular stock. Although the trend has changed, it has a good support at 45 to this mark, that is 40 to 45 marks. It needs to cross 70, the level of 70, to further go up till 93 and 100 levels. So unless and until the news is also confirmed on the chart itself, then only you can look to go long. I would wait for the level of 70 to be crossed, and then only I'll enter this particular stock. Okay, the next one, Hikkel, I'll cover. Darshan, is Pranav ready?
Pranav is ready, I think.
Okay, so this is the last stock that I'm going to cover, then Pranav will take over. So as you can see over here, Hickel, you can see a repeated pattern of like an HNS continuation pattern that I say. So currently it is at the breakout level, I think so 208 and 205. Once you can see a good price action as well over here. So you can look to go long over here, or wait for a monthly closing above the 205 and 208 marks. Wait for a penetration. But if you are like a risky trader, you want to enter this particular stock, it is looking good. The price action is good as well. So we can expect a good movement of around 250, 300, as it is a stage 2 stock and there is no overhead supply, which makes it more favorable. And also this chart pattern is the best one that you can find. So now I'll give it over to Pranav. He will do all the analysis from his side. So I'll stop sharing my screen, and Pranav, you can take over.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, Pranav. Happy birthday once again.
Happy birthday.
Thank you guys for the kind words and for everyone for the wishes. Also, just wanted to mention about Heikel. I have attended a lot of the investor calls and such. So fundamentally also going forward, as far as I know, their strategy is intact and they've been increasing their profit margins a lot in the past few quarters. So that helps a lot as well. In case, as he said, the monthly close comes above 205 to 208, it's a very good share to buy for 250 to 300 levels. Yeah, what's the next stock, Darshan?
Yeah. See, we stopped at Chambal Fertilizer. Okay, so I'll be going in the same sequence. Wahan se. Laurus Labs is the next one.
So Laurus Labs is still a good buy only because it has been in a constant uptrend. If you see, it's been going up and then consolidating and then going up again. So if you really want, then one sec. This can be a small support that you have here in your hourly, but at around 450. If you want for long term, then a bigger support would probably be around here at around 403 mark. So if you want to go long, you buy it with these stop losses. But it is a very good share, and pharma is looking good, as Archit mentioned. So it should continue its upside now.
The next one is Pfizer.
So in weekly, Pfizer has a really great support at around 4470 for any long-term holders. Also, there is great volume that has come in here but that is mainly because there is a good resistance over here at around 5400. So I would say once it crosses this 5400 to 5450 mark is when you can actually go long on it, or else if it comes to around a support of 4500, then you can go long on it with a target of 5400. If it breaks out, then which is on closing basis, it should be above 54 to 5450, then you can go long for further upside.
So now Dr. Reddy next.
Yeah. Yep. So in Dr. Reddy, as you can see, it's in a long-term bull phase only. It gave a really good weekly breakout somewhere around 42.29. I've already drawn this breakout here. So if it goes above around 53.80 to 5400 on closing basis, then you can buy, or else you can buy it at around 41.86 on a daily level. This is, I mean, on a weekly level, this is your range that it's forming, but it's looking really good. Once it crosses 5400, if pharma remains bullish, it should do it pretty quickly. Then you can easily take it for a good, at least for a 10 to 15% rise from here.
Next one is Gland Pharma.
I think since we're looking at so many pharma stocks, I'm just looking at CNX Pharma ones. If you see, CNX Pharma is about to give a, is very close to a monthly breakout. It needs to close above on a weekly basis around 13,450 to 13,480. If it closes here, there's huge upside that can come in pharma in the coming weeks because of this. And it has closed very strongly near the trend line resistance. So it could be that that CNX Pharma just opens above this level, or it takes resistance here and falls. So we'll keep a close lookout on and see if it crosses around 13,450 marks. That's important. And Gland Pharma. It's a good uptrending stock. If, as you can see, it's just been trending up since the IPO came. If you really want to buy, I would suggest if it comes to around 2560 to 2600 mark, you can buy the share, or else once it breaks out from here. But since it is in an uptrend, if you really want to buy it at this level, your stop loss will be down here at around on a daily closing basis at around 2500. So it's a big stop loss if you buy it somewhere in the middle. So it's sort of a no trading zone. If it breaks out, you buy it, or if it comes to close to the support, you can buy it with a 2500 stop loss.
Abbott Pharma is the next one. What lab?
So it's forming. I am also actually keeping a lookout on this one because if you guys see, this is a great share that sort of doubles every few years, every like 4 to 5 years, it just doubles. And this is the sort of, a long-term price action pattern that we really look at. So every time it gives a big breakout, it goes up really well. So I'm also waiting on a breakout over here. I'll give you the levels. So we need a weekly closing above, I would say around, just to be safe, around 15,400 to 15,450. Just to be safe, take a 15,500 level. So if a week closes above that, then you can see great upside coming in this share as well.
Bajaj Healthcare.
Is Bajaj Healthcare also in NSE? Do you know? I don't think so. Okay. Okay. So if it comes to 422, you can buy it for a target of 480 or so. But especially if it goes above around 490 to 500 levels, let's say, yeah, if it hits around 501, you can buy this for a good upside. It's forming almost a good flag sort of pattern, so it should give a good upside from here if it breaks out at around 501 levels.
Next is Sequent.
Also, yeah, sorry, the bigger long-term stop loss will be around 400 and I would say 410, and shorter term stop loss will be around 474. Yeah, Sequent. I think this is one of Archit's favorite stocks. I think he found it at a very low level on his
Definitely
Twitter.
my biggest holding.
Yeah. I think if I do anything wrong in this, you should probably be the one to tell me.
I don't think so. You would be wrong.
Okay. This one is as well forever uptrending stock. It keeps trending up, and then if you see this, basically trends up, it consolidates, trends, consolidates, and that's a very good stock. So if you want to buy it, then I would say above 276 closing you should buy it. But it is forming a really good support. So you can keep a good stop loss if you want at around 245 levels, a longer term stop loss one. So you can either buy it at this trend line at around 250, or you can buy above 275 or 276 closing.
Happiest Minds.
So this one again had given us a flag breakout. I think Darshan had given this call as well in one of his products. So it has broken out of this bull flag and given a really good return, and now it's consolidating again. So
It was also one of our Murat picks at around 300 odd levels. So I think it has doubled from there less than a year.
right. Yeah, I think a lot of the Diwali picks have done well. Okay. I would say buy it above 670 odd levels. Just let at least an hourly candle close above the 670 odd levels, and you can buy it. If you And a more riskier call would be if you want to buy above the 660 levels. But yeah, this looks like it's forming a bull pattern, consolidating again, and then it should give another good run up if it breaks out from here. And your support is around 638. Let's do 635.
We will cover another 10 stocks. Tata Motors, Tata Power. The ones
Okay,
from Tata.
I'll do Tata Power. First of all, this gave, if you're looking at long-term perspective, first of all, this has given I think this has given around 2007. So that's around a 14-year breakout at around 90 levels. It has gone up and it has retested that level around, if you see. So from long-term perspective, this share looks really good to go up further. It should try to break these You can keep a target of around 114 if you buy it over here. With a long, if you're buying it for long term, then that is just your first target, and your stop loss will be around 85 levels, 84.90, and that should just be your first target in long term, because this is a very big breakout. But mind you, when I say long term, I mean that 6 months time frame at least लगेगा कि बहुत अच्छा अगर returns चाहिए तो उसके लिए at least you have to hold it for 6 to 8 months, because this is a long breakout, so it will take a while to go as well. And if you're looking at it from a shorter term perspective, then this is a very good support level. You can buy it here for a target of around 100. I mean, just 4 rupees, I know. Otherwise, just buy above 105 or 106 for shorter term. Tata Motors. So this is a very good support for Tata Motors. You'll get a breakdown below around, yeah, I think around 280 would be a good breakdown level, because this gap ka either hai support and plus either ka bhi support hai. Around 280 के नीचे अच्छा breakdown मिलेगा, or else breakout just to be more conservative, probably above around closing of 315. Yeah, closing of around 315 to 315.5 के ऊपर.
We can look at Tata Chem also. A lot of our investors are invested in that for quite a while now.
Sure. This is again one of those stocks which are uptrending, consolidating up and consolidating. This is basically a range that is being formed over here. So you're looking at it more from a holding perspective, Darshan, rather than buying or selling.
Yeah, it's been a while that we've been holding it. We
Okay.
tend to hold it because it's taking support every time.
So I think a couple of very good things in this is that it hasn't broken its 50 EMA in a long time. I think since October, it keeps taking a support. It gives a run up, takes a support, and this was another time that it's come to its 50 EMA and bounced. Also good support at 706 levels, and as you can see, the stochastic is something which is turning. So once it pierces the red line and starts to go up, then you can see an upside of 800 plus, of at least around 796 to 800 from here. And your stop loss would probably be iske low ke niche, around 689.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
all the people who are holding it, I think it's about time that we maintain patience in this. Probably we can, any gap down, we can look to add closer to 710, 715 levels.
Yes.
With a hard stop of 690 on a closing basis. That
Correct.
would be an ideal way to probably take the trade forward.
Correct. And it should I don't think it should break 690, but yeah, keep a hard stop there. That's why if it breaks, then there's not a lot of support till here. So we don't want it, coming all the way down there. So
Exactly. Next we'll cover Deepak Nitrite.
again, another stock which is always uptrending and consolidating. If you see the weekly charts, as you see, trend, consolidate, trend, consolidate, trend, consolidate, and so on. Sorry, just give me a second. If you want to buy the share, see if you're holding the share, then I think you should keep holding it because it's a good uptrending share. It's also started giving volumes again. Stochastic is starting to go up above probably lifetime high, which is around 1735. It should give a good upside. Plus 690 is also a good resistance. These two resistance को भी break कर दिया तो और एक नया high उसको अच्छा upside देगा इधर से.
Correct. I think a lot of the stocks were also covered in the last webinar. So let's go to some of the commodities because I think Pranav also looks at gold and silver quite often, and we have a couple of cryptos also in the list that we can look at.
So right now gold. हाँ तो ये अभी gold पे call was at around I think this level only 1700. It was a great support at 1700. As you see around 2019 से support आ रहा है. Right now it has taken resistance at around 1800. Now I would say just buy once it crosses around 1815 levels. Right now it's somewhere in the middle. So unless it falls here, which is around 1710 to 1720 levels, you can start adding again, or else above 1815. This is in dollar terms. And silver. So silver has been consolidating really well. This is a very volatile commodity compared to a lot of other commodities. I don't think gold moves as fast as silver does, both sides down and up. We can either wait for a probably closing around 28 levels, or else you can buy it at a support of around 25. So it has taken a support here already. If you buy it over here, then at these prices, then your stop loss would probably be around $23.8. But further upside above $28 over here. Or if you buy here, target is 28 and 23.8 is a stop loss. But from a fundamental perspective, you guys can research a little more about gold. I mean about silver and the industrial usage that is there in silver, because like all these electric vehicles and everything are coming into play. So there are a lot of industrial usage that is coming into play. So demand is very high for silver and the supply is not as much. So you can research a bit on that as well. Which other commodities did you want to see, Darshan?
Copper and zinc also, I think, since we are bullish on the
ये वाला
इसमें से कौन सा मैं अप्रैल फ्यूचर्स में मैं ट्रेड करता हूँ रे
MCX देख MCX April futures.
April, right? Okay.
yeah that's the one.
Current contract आएगा.
Yeah, it's just broken out today only. Let's look at this more closely.
So you can look at your continuous chart as well, copper bar.
Continuous, yeah. I'll give more. Further upside above 740 के ऊपर ले ले 735 740 के रेंज के ऊपर ये बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है because it's I think it's more of a cup and handle is what it's forming. If you see this is a cup and it's consolidating here, it is breaking out here, so it should give a really good upside from here. And you were saying zinc.
Futures. This is your inverse head and shoulder breakout.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it is. It's trying to give it. This will be a big breakout, but above 240, we'll say. Yeah, we'll say around 240 levels पे अगर weekly closing दे दिया तो ये longer term के लिए अच्छा हो जाएगा सिर्फ खरीदने के लिए. Shorter term में if you see it's given a slanting breakout, so actually this time I think it might break through. But so watch out for these levels because it can give a really good ulta. I think out of all commodities, this looks the best for upside.
Someone has asked to check dollar because dollar will affect the commodities. INR dollar chart.
Which one is it?
USD.
Sorry, I don't look at currencies much, so I wouldn't have too much idea.
USD INR. USD INR. Yes.
So big breakout इधर आया था बहुत बड़ा.
I think one of the long back we had shared a view on USD INR. I think that is the breakout that we were looking at.
This one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this was 6th April, I think. Yeah.
I think उसके पहले था यार, somewhere in March or something. I think that the one that it tried to break out and it broke down. The last candle, if you see before the breakout.
This one.
ये वाला, उसके पहले वाला जो जिसने ट्रेंड लाइन को ऊपर वाले क्रॉस किया, and then there was a follow.
Yeah. Okay.
Trapped in this trade there, and that trade took us. So what is really important when we analyze, Lord, I think what Archit and Pranav beautifully do is we look for closing, which is an important parameter that, stock should essentially close and give a good close above a particular level. Also, the following candle is very important because that is the one which will give you confirmation on whether to enter that trade or, you should avoid that trade. So those are the two things.
Yeah, closing is the most important thing. If in the day it gives a breakout, it's going to make a lot of wicks sometimes. You can never know whether it's going to be a breakout or not. This is sort of a big Weekly, if you come over here, it's making wick, so only closing basis we needed to go above around 75.2 levels. That's when we can see further upside in currency. Otherwise, it'll come back down to
I think, but it is good for equity a lot of time, because when dollar is doing good, when the rupee is depreciating, a lot of FIIs would be interested to keep investing, because eventually they are going to ensure unka equity ka return, and then the rupee depreciation will help them.
yeah, I think you can look at a support of around 74 rupees, and resistance of around 75.1 rupee. Once it crosses this, then there is further upside in the rupee to dollar. What else? Cryptos you were saying, right?
Yeah, cryptos. I think one of the cryptos which Anshuman was constantly checking on with me was Bitcoin. Have you heard of it? Uh,
I I have not. Do you know the short form?
I don't actually. एक second. So apparently उसमें क्या है? It is trading somewhere close to $17. Okay.
Okay.
Just a second. I'll just check. Meanwhile, you can start with your cryptos. I'll just check with him. Some interesting.
So this, as you can see, I've drawn since beforehand only. XRP. So this, I think, Darshan had mentioned we had entered somewhere over here at around 45 cents levels. This is a major 3-year breakout, if you see, at around 80 cents. So even if, since cryptos people are saying is bearish right now, that's what everyone is saying. But I am personally still bullish on it, on altcoins. I'm not personally bullish on Bitcoin. I'm bullish on all the other coins except Bitcoin, because those haven't given a big rise yet. But basically, the support levels for XRP is around 91 cents and around 79 cents on an hourly closing basis. And honestly, this 79 cents is a huge support. It's after 3 years that it's given this breakout, so it should ideally not break this. Even if it comes down further in the next few days, it should take a support here and then go back up. So you can, if you're buying it here, always remember cryptos have big up moves and down moves. So the stop losses can also be quite big. From a longer term perspective, this is it in this one. From a shorter term perspective, just take a stop loss of around 86 cents if you're buying it here. This is called Bitcoin Cash. It came out of Bitcoin in 2017. Right. So this was the breakout, and this is again the retest. Retest is around, I would say, support is anywhere from 620 to 700 levels. These are big supports that are there in BCH, and if you are buying it here, then you can keep us for shorter term. You can keep a support of around right below the 50 EMA of around 665 or 680 levels. Any other crypto you want me? Darshan, you found Hey Bitcoin?
No, I think I haven't.
So someone I think asked Nifty view. So guys, if you see here on weekly basis, it is a trending view only. It's going up, consolidating, again up, consolidation, up, and consolidation right here. So on a medium term perspective, still bullish until this flag support is broken. I'll give you the level. So right now it's around, I think, 14,000 to 14,050 levels. Around 14,050 level is the one that is there right now. So it's just consolidating right now. If it breaks out from around 14,800 to on the safer side, 900 has been a big hurdle. So you can say out of 14,800 to 900, it should go make a new high if it breaks out from there. But this is your big support around 14,050.
I think what we can really look at is if we can look Nifty along with Dow Jones Industrial Average, and I think this is the second wave of COVID that has hit us, which hit US quite a long time back. Okay. Despite that, they've been rallying and making new highs. I expect Nifty to probably follow the same thing sooner or later. It's a matter of a couple of quarters, but longer term, I think we remain bullish on the markets.
Yeah, longer term, there have been big breakouts as well at around 13, and those big breakouts have good supports at around this level. So even when you see Dow Jones, it's on an uptrend because there are big breakouts that have come in, and it's the same with Nifty right now. This is basically a 20-year breakout that has come in Dow Jones at around 31,650, and that's why it's just gone up like crazy recently. And if you see Nifty trend line on a monthly basis, this was around 2009. So if you see, it's sort of forming a support over here itself from this breakout. And this breakout is from around 2009. So hence still bullish on it. If it breaks 14,050, it can go down, but it doesn't look like it wants to because it's a good uptrend that it's forming. Anything else?
I think we can wrap the session for the day, and we can last one if we can look at this Doji coin. Someone has missed. I think that's
The Dodge. Yeah, that's. So because it is trending up so much, there is not as much price action. But if you buy it, then this would be sort of your closing stop loss at around 0.22, 22 cents or 20 or around 21 cents. But mind you, as you see this wick, you can tell that sometimes we can look at, we can try finding a support at hourly. One sec. Here you go. So it's recent, it's just given a breakout in the last hour. Dogecoin has so 4-5 day breakout. It might try to retest this level. Definite buy at around 25 cents with a stop loss of around 23.80. Or if you buy it here, it's still the same stop loss. But it is a hourly breakout with some volume picking up over here. So you can look at that. That's it. I think I'll hand it over to Darshan now.
Thanks a lot, Pranav, for your time on your birthday. I think हो गया दिन हो गया ना, अभी नहीं हुआ होगा ना?
नहीं तो हो गया इधर 12 बज के हो गया.
Yeah, I just want to cover one thing. I just read a question about there are so many stocks that we have discussed over now, how to select the best amongst the lost. So basically that you have to do. You have to pick up the highest momentum one, which is looking good. You have to correlate with the Nifty index. You have to correlate with the different sectors. You are just giving a views on it. So it doesn't mean it is a recommendation or so. So like you have to do your own due diligence before like investing in any of these analysis that we have done.
Also, I think one more thing is most of these analysis has been real time. So obviously, the amount of time that we have is very limited. So we may not be able to, look the same chart on different time scales, which we otherwise would do, when we are covering any stock from a recommendation perspective. So that is another, small area of what do you say? You can be a little indecisive. So these views are raw views. If you're holding these stocks, these views should help you. For any trade that you need to enter, please check the same with different time scales and trade according to the due diligence that I mentioned. So we'll wind up the session. Thank you all for your patient listening. And yes, we'll be continuing these sessions for a while. I think one of the members has just put a note. We will be doing that for a while, and we will keep you all posted. So do ensure that whoever is interested is following Anshul on Twitter, so that you all are posted with whenever we are coming up with these sessions. So we can wrap the meeting.
Yes, definitely. Okay. Good day. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. Bye bye.
Yeah, everybody. Bye.
Yes.